Hello again. I'm Bill Kazera and welcome to the 5th episode of Car Stories with Bill. I'm really excited today to share with you one of my dream cars, the 2032 Pontiac Trans Am. That's right, 2032 Pontiac Trans Am. Now what most people don't realize is that General Motors got rid of the Pontiac brand in the year 2002. And so GM is planning 30 years later to come out with the new Pontiac Trans Am, built of course off of the Camaro platform, which the Trans Am shared back in the day with the Camaro, the so-called F-Car platform. So for many years, starting in the late 60s, General Motors made the Camaro through the Chevrolet brand, and they made the Trans Am through the Pontiac brand. They shared a lot of common elements. But this beautiful car here is a rendition of the 50th anniversary Pontiac Trans Am, done in this beautiful black with gold combination. And as you look around this car, you'll see many, many beautiful features. So General Motors is really looking forward to introducing this car in the year 2032. And I just so happen to be the recipient of the very first prototype that they've built. Now, if you believe 2032 is the plan for this car, I have to be honest with you here and tell you that's not the case. I'm sorry. I was just joking with you. But actually, this is a prototype of a Pontiac Trans Am built off of the Camaro platform that was built by a good friend of mine, Ken Linkenfelter. And he built these cars around the year 2010 in attempts to convince General Motors to bring back the Pontiac brand and the Trans Am nameplate. Ken in fact built 5 of these prototypes in every one of the basic colors that the Trans Am came in. And they all had unique over-the-top stitching, over-the-top striping, special wheels, Pontiac rally wheels. These happen to be the gold honeycomb wheels. The backdrop on this car is the very first car that I was able to buy in 1976. And I was at that time 19 years old. Was a 1976 Pontiac Trans Am, black with all the gold. And it was the 50th anniversary edition of the Trans Am. Bought that car brand new for $5,241 from a dealer in Centerline, Michigan called Rinky Pontiac. They're no longer in business today, of course, but I was so excited to be able to get that car. I ordered it, bought it brand new. I put 24,000 miles on that car over a 2-year period, and I just loved it. I took this car to drive-in theaters where I was able to watch the movie Smokey and the Bandit, where you actually may recall had the black with the gold Trans Am in all of the different Smokey and the Bandit edition movies. And to be able to sit in this car at a drive-in theater and watch that movie and be looking out front windshield of a beautiful car that was actually in the movie was obviously something very special. Well, I decided that I wanted a 1979 Trans Am a couple years later, and so I made the mistake of selling that 1976 Trans Am. I got a lot of money for it. Guy came, he paid me all cash. I signed over the title, and as he drove it away, I had tears in my eyes. And I thought from that day on, I made a big mistake in selling that 1976 Pontiac Trans Am. And so I had those tears in my eyes and sadness about losing that car until about the year 2010 or 11, when I actually met Ken Linkenfelter, learned that he had these 5 prototypes, and he was trying to convince General Motors to bring back the Pontiac brand and the Trans Am nameplate. I just fell in love again with the black and gold color combination. I begged Ken Linkenfelter to sell me one of these prototypes, and he said he doesn't sell any cars, he keeps them for himself. And I finally wore him down and convinced him to kindly sell me this beautiful prototype. And I have enjoyed this car for the last 15 years or so. Some unique features of this car: this is a 6-speed manual transmission, very, very fast, big horsepower. It's got the LS3 engine in it. This is a stock car. Everything about this car is stock. So even though the body's been modified to look like a Trans Am, the powertrain is stock. But if you just look at that beautiful front end, it is so reminiscent of the 1976 Pontiac Trans Am. You just got to die for it. So let's take a walk around the car. Let's look at the interior features, and I think you're going to find this to be a very unique car. It starts with this beautiful retro 1976 front end with the headlights and the grille just like the 1976 Trans Am had. Look at that beautiful gold accenting, not to mention the gorgeous, gorgeous modern day version of what the Trans Am bird would look like. Of course, having a little bit of a Ken Linkenfelder sort of flash to it. Car has an actual shaker hood. This shaker hood is attached to the engine and it moves with the engine. Of course, the Trans Am nameplate across the windshield, the top of the windshield, very unique and also very appropriate for a car like this. It's got your classic 1976 spoiler on this car. The taillights of this car are identical to what the 1976 Pontiac Trans Am had. Trans Am nameplate and of course the gold bird here in the center. As we move to the vanity plate, it's pretty obvious that this is my initials WLK and TA stands for Trans Am. So the beautiful Corsa exhaust system that's on this car with the chrome plated tips. So unlike a lot of cars, this sports car actually has a real trunk. When I say real trunk, I mean a large trunk. So if you come inside and look, it's actually got a lot of space for suitcases or luggage, full cargo mat, and of course, the Trans Am embroidered logo in gold. One of the things I don't want to forget is that one of the unique features that I have built for each of my sports cars is a custom-made bench or chair, as you see here, made by David Chappell, famous automotive artist located in Michigan. And I have this type of chair for most of my cars. We'll share those with you as we feature the cars. You'll see this car has beautiful accent gold door panels. Now, the 1976 car had a brushed aluminum gold dashboard. That wasn't possible with this dashboard design, so the bezels have been changed to bring back the gold. The gold in the steering wheel with the nameplate Trans Am in the center spoke of the wheel, and of course custom floor mats with the Trans Am bird logo embroidered in the seats. As we come to the seats themselves, they're very comfortable leather seats with the gold embroidering in the headrest saying LTA, which stands for Linkenfelder Trans Am, which was the name that he gave this car as it being a prototype, showing it to General Motors. There's nothing really too special in the engine other than to point out the fact that this is a real shaker hood. As the engine shakes when you rev it, it actually moves relative to the hood. See that shake? That shake made the biggest difference in the world, especially as the driver. You saw that thing? That would really just kind of rock your socks going down the road. Better yet, what do you think the girl in the car next to you thought of that when she saw that shaker hood moving like that? One of my funnest cars to drive. It's fast, it sounds great. I think Ken Linkenfelder did a perfect job of bringing back all of the key features of the 1976 Pontiac Trans Am. I would not have changed anything. There's nothing more I would have done on this car. I'm a very optimistic guy. I never give up, and you never know when General Motors might change their mind. And so I'm keeping my fingers crossed, hoping that General Motors comes back around on this one. This beauty is one of my favorite, and I'm glad you had a chance to see a very unique car that you'll probably never see anywhere else because there's only one of a kind and one built in the world. Thank you very much, and that's a wrap.